السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد. And today we're discussing this amazing kitab written by Hafidh Ibn Abd al-Barr rahimahullah ta'ala, who passed away in 463 Hijri. This is the same author who wrote the book that we discussed in our second video, Al-Intiqa fi Fada'il al-A'imma, which inshallah you can have a look at. Inshallah I'll link it up here. This book would go into your library right next to Al-Madkhal ila Ilm al-Sunan and right next to Al-Jami li Akhlaq al-Rawi wa Adab al-Sami. So Al-Madkhal, as we know, was written by Al-Bayhaqi. Al-Jami li Akhlaq al-Rawi wa Adab al-Sami was written by Al-Khatib. This book, Jami Bayan Akdh al Ilm, was written by Ibn Abd al-Barr, all of whom lived in a similar time period, and they all wrote on a similar topic, which is all to do with the virtues of knowledge and the etiquettes of knowledge. And this kitab is really beneficial. It's printed by Darul Imam al-Bukhari, and this is a really good print of the book. I'm not sure if it's the best print, but it is definitely a good print of the book. He's titled the book as Jami Bayan Akdh al Ilm. Other prints will have it as Jami Bayan al-Ilm wa Fadlihi. This has been printed with the research of Muhammad Ibn Abd al-Misri. And the book is very similar to Al-Madkhal, so I won't go into too much detail, but it's 2 volumes, both found in one. And this is really a must-have for a student of knowledge. All narrated with chains of narration. And what I do like about the researcher and his footnotes is that everywhere wherein what we notice is that Ibn Abd al-Barr, as we know, comes after the period of the codification of ahadith. Therefore, he is a secondary source, and in his chain of narration, he goes through a primary source. And therefore, what the author, the researcher does in the footnotes is that he provides to you a takhrij, a brief reference of where you will find the first place to find this quote with a chain of narration. Because as we know, Ibn Abd al-Barr's chain of narration passes through another author of a book. So I like a few quotes in this book which I want to share with you. For example, on page 352, there is 2 amazing quotes. One is from Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, showing their desire to teach their students. Rabi ibn Sulaiman rahimahullah says, قال لي الشافعي رحمه الله يا ربي لو قدرت أن أطعمك العلم لأطعمتك إياه. Then there's another comment here by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, ذللت طالبا فعززت مطلوبا. I humbled myself when I was seeking knowledge, and therefore Allah honored me by making me someone whom people sought knowledge from. There's another comment here on page 276 by Urwa about how what we notice with sometimes scholars is that the people who are least interested in a scholar are his own family, because they've become so used to him. Urwa ibn Zubayr أنه كان يقول لبنيه يا بني إن أزهد الناس في عالم أهله فهلموا إلي فتعلموا مني. Sometimes the most people who really don't have any respect for an alim or his own family members, because they kind of so used to him. They don't have really a lot of respect for him. But anyway, there's loads of lovely, interesting quotes. Shu'bah used to say, كل من سمعت منه حديثا فأنا له عبد. That's on page 374. On page 333, Al-A'mash, when he sees a group of scholars teaching people who are not worthy of knowledge, he said to them, تُعَلِّقُ اللُّؤْلُؤْ عَلَى الْخَنَازِيرِ. You're putting a necklace around pigs, literally. So interesting quotes, really related to knowledge, and really beneficial kitab, which inshallah I think would be a really fantastic asset to your library, and I think it would be something that you will benefit from. Just to go through the fihrist, the contents page, it's not just all about knowledge. So it's quite a lot to do with mustalah al-hadith, usul al-fiqh as well. As you will see inshallah ta'ala, using the contents page, you will see that he kind of starts off with قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم تفريع أبواب فضل العلم وأهله. Then he discusses kitabatul ilm. This is probably one of the best places to find discussions on tadween al-sunnah, how the tadween of as-sunnah occurred, how the writing of a hadith began, rihla fi talab al-ilm. He discusses that. All again with chains of narrations. You will find some level of the quotations overlapping with al-madkhal, which only adds support to the quotation. Then al-insaf fi al-ilm, raf'u al-sawt fi al-masjid, ma ruya fi qabd al-ilm wa dhahab al-ulama. And like that, volume 1 comes to an end. Then we have volume 2, which is again more related to topics that would be considered usul al-fiqh related and usul al-hadith related. So we have topics such as qiyas, ra'i, ijtihad, taqleed, all of these aspects, khabri wahid, Naskh, all of them are discussed in volume 2. And what my favorite quote from this book is actually on page 33. It's on volume 2, which kind of shows you something about the ahadith that were prevalent in Kufa. So there's this common misunderstanding that the reason as to why Abu Hanifa rahimahullah held certain opinions in fiqh was because he never had ahadith available to him, or basically there were more ahadith in Hijaz and Medina, etc., Medina and Makkah basically, than there were in Kufa, and Kufa was not a place wherein there were many riwayat. So there's this lovely quote here on page 33 in volume 2 that completely disproves this idea and shows that it was all to do with methodology, and that the methodology of the scholars of Kufa was a bit different. It wasn't that they had less khabri wahid or less riwayat. Kufa, as we know, was a very cosmopolitan city. It's a place where 2/3 of the riwayat in the kutubus sitta, they go through the Kufi riwayat and the Makkah and Medina riwayat, as Dr. Sanubar shows this as well. But I like this one, which kind of shows that some of the Ahlul Hijaz scholars did actually think that Kufa does not have many riwayat. However, when they realized how many riwayat are prevalent in Kufa, they were quite surprised. So, قال لي إسحاق بن راشد, this Ubaidullah ibn Amr says, كان الزهري, قال لي إسحاق بن راشد, so إسحاق بن راشد, he says, كان الزهري إذا ذكر أهل العراق ضعف علمهم، فقلت له إن بالكوفة مولا لبني أسد يعني الأعمش يروي 4000 حديث. قال 4000 حديث؟ قلت نعم، إن شئت جئتك ببعض حديثه، أو قال ببعض علمه. قال فجيء به فجئت به، فلما قرأه قال والله إن هذا لعلم وما كنت أرى أن بالعراق واحدا يعلم هذا. Which clearly just shows the knowledge that was available and the ahadith that were available in Iraq, that was available to scholars such as Abu Hanifa, etc. This is essentially the knowledge that was available, the ahadith that were available. And then we've got the contents page of volume 2, which is باب الخبر عن العلم أنه يقود إلى الله تعالى، باب معرفة أصول العلم وحقيقته، باب اجتهاد الرأي. So lots of discussions on the رأي, ijtihad, taqleed, as well fatwa. Really beneficial kitab for scholars who are involved in the field of ifta, etc. Really fantastic kitab. I'd recommend you read it cover to cover, inshallah. You really benefit. All students of knowledge should try to get hold of this kitab, inshallah ta'ala. And if you do get hold of it and you benefit from it, remember me in your du'as and make dua for me as well, inshallah ta'ala, and may we continue benefiting from these kitabs and bringing them into practice, all the knowledge that we learn from them. Jazakumullah khairah. If you benefited from this video, please do give it a like, share it with others who might also benefit, and subscribe to this channel so that inshallah ta'ala it's a means of motivation for me to carry on these videos. I've received lots of good feedback on them, and inshallah, if you have any feedback, please feel free to share it as well, inshallah. Happy to help at any time, inshallah. And inshallah ta'ala, see you in the next video. Jazakumullah khairah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.